The very last thing I want to talk about is bias. You probably hear about this a lot. Formally speaking, it's when AI models encode patterns and beliefs that can represent stereotypes or racism and sexism. One of my heroes, Dr. Joy Bolamwini, experienced this firsthand when she realized that AI systems wouldn't even detect her face unless she was wearing a white colored mask. Digging deeper, she found that common facial recognition systems were vastly worse for women of color compared to white men. And when models like this, biased models like this, are deployed in law enforcement settings, this can result in false accusations, even wrongful imprisonment, which we've seen happen to multiple people in recent months. For example, Portia Woodruff was wrongfully accused of carjacking at 8 months pregnant because an AI system wrongfully identified her. But sadly,
That was Sasha Lucioni, a computer scientist who specializes in the intersection of AI and climate change, speaking about the possible dangers that AI could pose. And as everybody knows, AI is moving incredibly fast in our current world. According to studies done by Forbes, there are 34 million AI-generated images every single day, accounting for 71% of images posted on social media. All of our modern innovations in technology can be connected way back to ancient myths of the past. I believe the story of Pandora's box has a deep connection rooted to the growth of artificial intelligence. To give a brief summary of the myth, in Hesiod's version of Pandora and the jar, a young woman is created by Zeus to have heightened curiosity to where she would remove the lid of a jar that would bring great horrors and tragedy for the people of the world because of Prometheus trying to steal fire from heaven to give it to the common man. Hello, and welcome to the Mythicality podcast. I am your host, Tom, and today I will be talking about the rise of artificial intelligence and how it connects to the myth of Pandora. Before I can go deeper upon this topic, it is important to define exactly what AI or artificial intelligence is. It can be defined as anything online that is not human but can form human intelligence from various sources in seconds to provide learning, problem solving, reasoning, language, understanding, and can even create writing and images that humans can. AI is everywhere you go, from gaming to GPS navigation to self-checkouts at grocery stores. It can seem like a great benefit to have in life, but there is a malicious dark side that opens up when humans rely too much upon it. To tell the basic history of AI, artificial intelligence, how it came about, it's been forming ever since the birth of the computer in the mid 20th century. Mathematician Alan Turing is the one who coined the term and created the Turing test that tested the machine's capability for computer intelligence. Continued to steadily grow through this time. In 1997, IBM introduced the Deep Blue system that had the capability to beat chess world champion Garry Kasparov in a match. In the 2010s, when everyone in the world started to become so reliant on technology from every asset of our basic living, that really stems from Steve Jobs' creation of the iPhone, that is when AI really rise to capabilities never really known possible in all elements of life. Now, to look into the story of Pandora, going into the story and history within Greek mythology, Pandora is the first woman that is created, done so merely because of Zeus's anger towards Prometheus and the mortals. Zeus's decision to create Pandora goes on to spark so much pain onto everyone from being given the curiosity to open up the box, spreading all of the evil to the world and leaving hope trapped inside the box. This is one of the most well-known and well-told stories of Greek mythology, being adapted many times in many different mediums and styles. It is such a universal story that it could be spread onto many different topics. But my personal connection for this episode of the box of Pandora to AI, there's many connections that can be drawn. The obvious one is the idea of opening up something with so many ideas within it that can quickly spread to many evils put upon the world before we even know it. While the box Pandora opens contains hope and beauty within the world, the evils within are what come flying out. The same can be said with AI. There are so many great uses for this technology that can aid gaming, driving, and basic way of life as a tool that lies what is called narrow AI, which remains nothing but a tool to aid daily life and to not pose a threat to it. And while AI has a lot of clear problems, I don't think all of AI is detrimental or a threat to the world. I think there is some that, when monitored and when used correctly, can be a great aid to life. That is one of the greatest inventions of the 21st century.
Start with predictive AI. Think of it as the fortune teller of the tech world. It looks at past data and says, hey, based on what happened before, here's what might happen next. Think of online shopping recommendation. People who bought this also bought this. That's predictive AI in action. Now,
That was best-selling author and professional keynote speaker Bernard Marr talking about the basic of what predictive slash narrow AI consists of. But to talk about the great benefits of AI, we need to also talk about the major problems that come across. And that comes in general slash generative AI, when AI takes upon human intelligence and generates images and material that can mimic human intelligence and capabilities. The thought of technology creating art and writing that only humans wrote in the past can be enticing and technologically a groundbreaking achievement. But within this lies major problems that are important to know about, with how fast and seamless AI has gotten over time. Humans' art, jobs, and lives become at risk.
something like ChatGPT, a large language model, it is capable of communicating about any topic and often giving responses that seem to understand what you're saying. And I grant that on some level, it has captured understanding and the meaning of words and phrases and sentences and paragraphs. But I believe that the difference between what it can do and what humans can do is going to become increasingly apparent.
That was former Columbia University professor Eric Siegel, who now specializes in the study of AI, talking about ChatGPT, which is likely the most widespread AI use that is pretty much everywhere. Wherever you may go online, it gives you an AI answer of what it may be, which on its face is just giving an answer from many different resources pulled together. But if you choose to rely so much on ChatGPT where you lose your personal creativity and personal voice within your work, that is where it becomes muddled and where it's not really human anymore. It's just the voice of an AI speaking for you. And the fast-growing technology that is growing so fast, like 5 years ago, nobody even really knew what AI was to this level. And it's putting the world in a place where people need to be knowledgeable of the positives and negatives of it. To compare this to the story of Pandora, she was created by the gods with innate curiosity, just like all humans have. This curiosity about the shiny new thing that, everybody just is drawn to, wants to know about it, wants to work with it, and that is completely understandable. That's just how humans think. And Pandora kept being drawn to this box before eventually opening it up and releasing all of these evil things onto the world. In certain tellings like Hesiod's, there is no hope or happy ending in the story. So, in the modern sense, AI would just take over and humans would have no reason to exist anymore. But in many other versions, within the box with all the evils, there remains the hope. And with Pandora's bravery and belief, that hope is able to be released from the box, which saves the world from these evils. And the story delves into a human's innate curiosity to try new things and explore, which is an incredible thing as long as we as humans are able to be ready to deal with the issues and consequences that may come across from technology. And we need to constantly research beyond just what an AI says. Like, while it can be an impressive and useful tool, we definitely need to research far beyond that and not rely on that as our only source. And the more we research and are knowledgeable about artificial intelligence is when is important to know when AI has become too much. And hopefully we do not get there. And I'm really thinking that we will not get there because I believe the versions of this Pandora story that keep hope as the primary theme speaks to the true beauty within the widespread human soul of hope and being able to survive against unknowable consequences and come together time and time again to protect the earth. We've been able to survive among these elements for over 300,000 years. And though times might seem tough right now, especially, we will continue to survive through passion and belief and research and all the inherent knowledge that we possess. And to wrap things up, even though these myths trace back so far, they will always be so relevant and be able to connect with so many modern issues where life is so much different now than when these myths were originally written and told. But the message is widespread and it keeps being relevant to this day. I hope that the discussion I have given on the topic of AI has expanded knowledge on its positives and negatives and how it is the modern Pandora's box. Thank you. Have a great day.